then the 5C is like the Singapore dream. The pursuit of happiness is attaining the 5C.
Hi everyone, I'm Clarence.
And I'm Joyce, and we're back together for another episode of Property Talk.
Yep, today's topic, we are going to touch on the 5 things that you have to look out for before getting your first private property.
But before we get into that, 10 years ago, almost every Singaporean know what is the 5C. Okay, and then the 5C is like the Singapore dream. The pursuit of happiness is attaining the 5C. Do you know what is the 5C?
Of course, Joyce. The 5 C's are cash, car, credit card, condo, and country club. But that was then, right, Joyce? Now you seldom hear people talk about the 5 C's.
And the reason would probably be because a lot of people already own a credit card, and the generation of these people has more spending power compared to 10 years ago.
Car is no longer an impossible goal to attain. Same goes for condominium. Although the reason for purchasing a private property has now changed compared to then.
And I feel the reason is no longer superficial because Singaporeans last time used to think anything goes as long as I purchase a condominium. For now, they're considering more the tenure, the location, the capital appreciation, and so forth and so on.
Yes, aside from upgrading from a HDB flat, another reason people buy private condominium is because of the potential appreciation compared to public housing. There are also lesser restrictions in terms of selling and renting compared to HDBs.
And we know purchasing a home, regardless whether it's a HDB or a private, is a big ticket item. We usually will probably do it once or twice unless you are an investor. So what are the things to look out for when buying a new home?
So the first consideration is the eligibility to purchase a private property. Singaporeans who have bought a BTO or DBSS from HDB, an EC from private developers, or a resale HDB from the open market, you are required to fulfill the MOP, which is minimum occupation period, before you are able to buy a private property.
And the MOP actually commences from the date when you collect your keys to your flat. Though the MOP duration is typically 5 years, it depends on the purchase mode, the unit type, and the date when you purchase your flat. So it's very important to check your eligibility before you purchase a private property.
Yes, as for Singaporean permanent residents, SPR, even if you have fulfilled your MOP, you must sell your flat within 6 months of purchasing a completed property. On the other hand, the above rules does not apply to owners who are currently owning private properties.
When buying EC for the first time, buyers do have to comply with the 5 years MOP. Although buyers of resale EC does not need to comply. So for the second consideration, what are the financial matters to consider when buying a private property?
If you would like to purchase a private property in Singapore, there's something called a loan to value ratio, LTV, which also means that you can only loan up to 75% of the property price. This means that if you would like to purchase a property at $1 million, you will be able to take up to $750,000 of loan. The other remaining $250,000 you have to pay in cash or CPF or a combination of both of them. Do check out our video regarding this in our previous episodes.
The 75% LTV is also applicable if you have no other outstanding housing loan. It can also fall into the 55%, 45% or 25% depending on your loan tenure as well as the age of the borrower. Moreover, you also have to consider the buyer's stamp duty as well as the ABSD, which is the additional buyer's stamp duty if you are a second property owner or a PR or foreigner.
So the third consideration that you should look out for is actually the location of purchasing your private property. Please keep in mind that prices of private property in Singapore varies by regions. Those commanding the highest prices are usually the core central region, which is also called CCR. This comprises of Sentosa, Downtown Core, Bukit Timah, Marine East, Marine South, Singapore River, Tanglin Orchard, etc.
The next prices are those situated in the of the central region, which is also known as the RCR, and these are some of the areas are Bukit Merah, Marine Parade, Toa Payoh. And lastly, we have the OCR, which means the outside central region. And some of the areas are those that is not mentioned in the above regions.
Private properties in CCR and RCR are potentially more expensive than OCR due to the central location, and it provides greater ease of convenience and connectivity. In comparison, private properties in OCR are typically more affordable, but you will probably spend a bit more time in terms of travelling to the central region of Singapore.
The fourth point for consideration is focus on your needs. Whether it's price, location or tenure, it all boils down to your family priorities. If you have school-going children, buying a home that is near to the school will probably be your top priority.
Alternatively, you may also want a property that is near the MRT, so it will be more convenient for your family. At the same time, the amenities or grocery stores that are nearby this particular private property that you're purchasing may be a key consideration for you. Coming to our fifth consideration will be the area of potential and government future plans.
If you are purchasing a private property, especially for investment purposes, you may want to consider the government's future plan for that area, such as the infrastructure, the schools, the hospital, etc. This is because these plans can boost property prices down the road.
For instance, the authorities plan to transform the Jurong Lake District (JLD) into the largest commercial and regional centre outside of Singapore's Central District. The ambitious vision is anticipated to create 100,000 jobs in the area with 20,000 residential dwellings.
Another property hotspot is the Paya Lebar Central, which have the Paya Lebar quarters consisting of the retail, commercial and residential. It's supposed to be a commercial hub. We've mentioned this in our previous episode, so do check it out.
Likewise, the government has big plans to build a world-class tourist attraction at the Greater Southern Waterfront. That's why the projects nearby are doing really well. Maybe we can do a review on the projects in the pipeline.
Yes. We've come to the end of our video. If you do enjoy our property talk, do give us a like.
Yep. If you like us to discuss on other topics, do PM us or drop us in the comments below. Remember to like, share and subscribe.
See you!